Hello and welcome to another set of turns of Dominion 6. I'm the False God and we are playing Pyrene in our mostly YouTube game. We're on turn 41. So I'm coming back to this after being away for a hot minute. But this is after we finished up Jotunheim, and now we need to try and make use of this peacetime to accomplish a couple objectives. We need to have our blood economy be fully rolling because our next army, our next war is going to be reliant in a large part on our blood economy. The sacreds I have are all stat based, and so they are going to struggle against a lot of different plays that are going to start to come out in the mid game and especially the late game. So we want to be able to transition into mostly demonic armies, or have the option to, in this mid game. We also want to go capture the thrones that we've encircled or border to try and get their benefit, get the benefits of their effects, and then put ourselves on the board with some thrones and sort of see where we stand. And then other than that, we just need to monitor diplomacy. We've got two pretty big neighbors, Nabaa and Vanarus, who are both quite powerful. Man is also powerful, but is still fighting Asphodel. Ulm is quite small. I think he does, Ulm can have his MA Ulm, right? So he could have a large research lead, but he is going to be quite small. So I think we're going to be okay against him. We went ahead though. We cast by an Archdevil, finished some enchantment. No magic sites found. No magic sites found. Yeah, we need to do more site searching. We're way behind on that. Man attacks Asphodel with some stuff. Kills some mannequins in PD. Nothing much to see there. We got a decent amount of blood slaves. We have an assassination attempt. Let's see how we're doing. A lot of guys. These guys do have a 20 damage scythe. Now, it's only got 5 attack. So it shouldn't get us. But every once in a while, it does. In this case, we were fine, though. Plenty of bodyguards. Plus 320 gold. That's super nice. We went ahead and patrolled out an Ulmish scout. And we killed a lot of filthy brigands. So let's, so I'm taking stock again of exactly where we're at. So we're using our gems pretty effectively, except for Earth. We have a shit ton of Earth gems. So we definitely want to find something to do with those that's productive. Not that, it's wrong to have too many Earth gems, but it would be nice to find something good to put them to, instead of having them kind of just chill in the bank. Glamour is also a bit of a problem for us. We don't have much in the way of ability to spend glamour gems. I think we have like one bard somewhere on the payroll. And he's a glamour 1. So we'll either need to look to get into glamour by empowering someone with like nature, or when we look at the thrones that are left, there are 3 thrones that are unclaimed. The Throne of Earth has the gnome, who has a glamour 2. So, and we've got 2 thrones that are going to be ours to take. So if we're lucky, one of these will have the gnome, and we'll get even more Earth gems. The air throne is not as good for us. We already have a better version of this mage, basically. I mean, this is a Sergina that's missing stuff. It's cheaper, but air shield's nice. But and then the outer throne is magic +1 and produces pearls. I think that would be better for the for that scale and the pearls. But I think it's earth, outer, air in terms of how I most want them. Air gems are good too. So we also need to get our Dominion spread going. We have finished Jotunheim off, but so this means we need to do what we can to get temples up. We do have a temple in Jotunheim, we have a temple in Amberfields, and we are, blood sacking. So we're gonna try and get our Dominion spread quickly here. We can see that there are Mukarib along our border who are preaching. Priest here. So yeah, Nabaa is doing a lot to try and control our Dominion. And so we're getting Dominion push potentially from Zan, who has the capacity of blood sacrificing also. And then Kidzen as man has a bajillion temples. So our Dominion is definitely, we're under some pressure. So we want to try and see what we can do to fix that. But that's all fine. We're recruiting our standard little mage sort of suite. We're moving troops. I think, are we pinging? No, we're moving troops. We're going to go ahead and try to take out all these Vinewood mannequins, etc. We've got some, 85. We got a bunch of our sacreds, and we're gonna do blessings and mistforms. It's a pretty small commitment. We're doing some imps as distractions. Pretty small commitment overall, though. Just kind of what's around. This monkey is casting Arcane Probe, which is nice. I do think that I need to get him, and I should have moved him to the capital or to Amberfield, somewhere else where he can be a little bit better protected. As it stands, he's in an exposed province, and like this turn, it's fine because our army was here, but he should have probably been moving at this point, if not already. So, bit of a risk there. We're continuing to blood hunt. We can take. I find the easiest way to measure my blood economy is just look at the graph. So our blood economy is way up. You can see we are managing to spend all of it. A big part of that is going to be Ritual of the Five Gates. There's one, or maybe, well, there's one ritual. Where are we spending all of our blood economy? Hold on. Ritual does not cost that much. Oh, well, we had a lower amount last turn, and so all that amount we just got is, of course, moving back to our forts. We did get Don't Look at Me Cookies the Archdevil. He's gonna go ahead and generate a fire gem, so that's he's doubled our fire income, and he is fine. Fire Forcing we don't otherwise have access to, besides our god's a little better, but something we don't otherwise have access to. He can go with the armies. He can cast all our big fire spells. He's a very good general. He obviously makes a gem, so a lot of great stuff to like. Not the one we were after though. So, bit unfortunate there. There are better Archdevils. Ideally, we were looking for the one with Astral. There's an Astral 3. Would be what we were fishing for. But yeah, besides that, we're just gonna, we're doing some more probing. I think, we're researching up enchantment and blood. I think that this is wrong. It's a bit of a meme that I haven't taken any thaumaturgy yet, but I do think that that's a mistake. I should have researched up for augury, auspex, and we should be casting those spells. I think as it stands, this guy is basically going to go and site search, and it'd be a lot more efficient if he was just casting the spell. I think I felt like I had searched a lot of ones, and so I didn't want to cast auspex, and that's just not how reality works. I should have been casting more auspex. So I named him this because he's moving onto the border, and I thought it would be funny. So something that I think could have been done better. It wouldn't have taken that long to get that research in, especially because we're not currently being pressured. We're headed up. Currently, I have us heading for Enchantment 7. That is a really, nice tech level to have, obviously. And I think I was partially doing this to go and be ready to cast like Earthblood Deepwell. Of course, I don't have an Earthblood Deepwell caster. So that makes that difficult to actually pull off. Because I had continued to forget that the Summonable King of Element, the Blood Podiason, or whatever his name is, does not have any feet. So that's we're gonna eventually change tack, but I haven't quite done it just yet. It's funny. Featherweight Army is in here now. This is, of course, gives some clue of when I'm recording this. This is not around when the game was played. Lots of other great stuff here, though. Mass Flight, Steel Slice Warriors, Anti-Magic, Mass Regen, Serpent's Blessing. There's a ton of good stuff, but I think we probably could have gone for... What we probably should have been doing is get a little bit of Thaum, more effectively site search for fire, get a fire income, go to Construction 7, and make lanterns. And then we can achieve our wildest dreams from there. So I think I think a bit of a misplay here, and we'll see in thinking. We'll see what we end up pivoting to. I think I really wanted to try and make use of this site, but there just isn't that much for us to do with it. So, kind of throwing good money after bad there. Well, let's go ahead and we'll jump to 42. I need to finish this. I have too many games that I need to delete in here. Okay, miss. We found a painted cave, so that's 1 pearl. Finished another enchantment. Ritual of 5 gates. Ice Devil missed. He's out searching water and death. We'll go ahead and watch our throne fight. So yeah, we're basically just gonna try and kill him with our sacreds. Our magic that we've brought to bear here is pretty minimal. We're just trying to get some extra little bit of mist form on our dudes in the middle. But there isn't that much here that's all that scary. Heavy infantry. The illusory guys have ethereal, which is a bit annoying. But I mostly expect us to just charge right through this. We didn't do a very good job of staying in formation. But, you know, what are you gonna do? And you can see we do absolutely just chop through squares of the enemies. There are quite a few enemies here, and we have, you know, there's a dead knight, so we will take some losses. But hopefully we're gonna take this. We won't take a ton of losses, and we'll be able to, you know, rebuild anything that we have lost before we go to our next war. And also, like I said, you know, these are going to be a part of our next war, but they're not necessarily going to be what we're hoping to pin our success on. So we'll go ahead and fast forward. We are chopping our way through. You can see we're busy doing lacerating winds, which is not super helpful. But there's a lightning bolt. I feel like they never start casting lightning bolt until the battle is over. So we lost 1 Emerald Knight and 6 Swordsmen. So basically no casualties. Nothing that matters. And we're going to see this is the Throne of Air, which is the one we wanted the least. Now, 3 air gems is great. But the Windmaster does nothing really new for us. Air Shield is good. So that's all well and good. No problems there. Man is attacking Asphodel in Batia. Always amusing. 74 Knights of Avalon. And there's a lot of, these armies always look bigger than they are. There's actually only 43 guys here, and then another 53 PD, just because there's so many different kinds of mannequins. He does lose 4 of the sacred mannequins, and a lizard shaman, and 1 carrion centaur, but he actually killed a knight. Look at that. I mean, there's nothing, I don't know why I clicked on it. There's really nothing to see here, except I guess it's a storm. I guess that's worth thinking about. So you got these guys who are going to try and guard the gate. Now, these can do some good work. They hit for 29. If they get on the sides and the mannequins take all the blows, we can see these guys be very effective. When they charge out through the gate, they are not going to be very effective, and they are going to be cut down virtually instantly by the Knights of Man, which is what happens. So it looks like Man is making progress against Asphodel, which is, like, I think we want Man to beat Asphodel, but really we want no one to win. We would like them to be locked in their titanic struggle forever, and the rest of us nations will you know, move on with our lives. So, okay, we're gonna claim this throne. We're gonna move most of our forces back here. We're gonna start heading towards these Shade Shadows. Look to take this. And let's see, besides that, more arcane probings. I don't think anything too new going on with our neighbors. You can see there's a man flag here. I don't remember if it was here last turn or not, but, or no, that one's been there a while. Yeah, I think these man flags have been there a while. We are going to cast Father Illerith, and then I'm going to remember that he does not work. So that's fun. If we get up to construction 7, we can use our god. Well, no. He needs, yeah, construction 7. Our god could make a Staff of Elemental Mastery, although it will be a little tricky because we don't have a ton of fire or water gems. And in terms of an air earth, we don't have anything besides our critters to make that elemental staff. So I got another one. So that's kind of a thing we should, you know, we can do it, but it's not necessarily trivial. Our god with the right boosters can forge a, hold on. The Robe of the Magi, he also needs help with because he's a 4/4. And so while the items exist to put him to 5/5 to make a Robe of the Magi, we can't make the air item because he can only make the crown at 4 and he can't wear it. So we've got to try and figure out something, some way to get up a little bit higher. Because if we get that Robe of the Magi, that unlocks basically everything. Okay, probing, let's go ahead and claim that throne. Probing. We're making a Revenant. I felt enough death gems. He's going to start doing Dark Knowledge. Palisade, some Call of the Wild and Call of the Winds. Call of the Winds here is probably past its expiration date. Again, there's a question of our research priorities. We're prioritizing this enchantment in blood. We could go higher up in conjuration and we could spend air gems on Great Eagles, which is a much more efficient blood hunting use. Our blood hunting patrol strength. But at present, we're kind of playing with the tools we still have. And so we're making more birds and more wolves. So I don't know if that's the best use, but we're kind of, I don't know, we're spending the gems that we do have. Another Ritual of the 5 Gates. And that's where we're going with that one. So another pretty quick turn. The big spend obviously is on Father Illerth, who's being cast out here in the middle of nowhere. You know, nobody will expect to see Father Illerth show up in the Evergreen Forest. Let's go ahead and hop to 43. Slowest splits, 43. All right, we claim the Throne of Air. Miss Father Illerth. He did answer. Found a Starlit Pond. I think that's another 1 pearl. So we are building an astral economy, but it's going slowly. 5 gates. Miss on our site searching. Miss on our site searching. Decent number of blood slaves. Anything. Asphodel trying to get cheeky. Does not work. Man with another victory. Now, we don't have great, like, scout coverage, so we can't necessarily tell if something else is happening, but it could be. Yeah, we're hunting here. We're hunting here. I think we moved. Yeah, now we're hunting here. I was thinking that I was going to try and hunt down these border provinces and try and preserve our forts while we are at peace so that we can hunt the forts later if, you know, our blood operations are going to be more threatened, which I think, and like preserve our heartland a little bit longer, which I think makes sense. The troops are moving here. So that should be fine. Continuing to blood hunt. You know, we've not, our nature income definitely has taken a big hit. So we're not able to transform as many guys as we could before, which is unfortunate. Hunting here. Preaching. So this is where I'm like, oh, look, this goofball doesn't have any feet. So he can make an earthstone, a bloodstone, and get us to 5, but he can't get himself to 6 without the boots. Or I mean, we already have a bloodstone actually, so he doesn't need to make it, but it exists to get us to Earth 5. In terms of what we're doing, arcane probing, dark knowledge, like I said, a brazen vessel, we're investing in some more blood items, ritual of 5 gates, blood hunting, sacrificing. So another quiet turn. This is a point that came up in like the Lucid's last Dominions 5 tournament, right? That Gath made a really effective use of their peacetime. I don't think that we're making nearly as effective use of our peacetime as they were. Again, I think our research priorities suggest that we're going to war with somebody with this enchantment research, because I didn't think the game through, and so we researched up to enchantment 6, and like we have an Eternal Pyre caster, maybe. Actually, I don't even think we do. We have a 4/5. We're still missing another item. We have no fire gems for it though. Riches doesn't help us. We get enlivened statues. That's kind of okay. We're getting a discount on it, and we can put some high earth out, so we'll get, a bonus. It's like pretty whatever though. Foul vapors, relief is really nice, but like for the most part, this is not going to help us scale very much with what we currently have. So I think we misprioritized our research, and it is always easier watching the game in the past to say, well, obviously you didn't need your combat research then. Maybe you had more time, but so that's I think it's a really valid point that you got to use your time effectively, your peacetime, just like your wartime. And I don't think that we made the absolute best use of it here. I think we could have better research prioritization, and we could probably have picked up one more blood hunting province, is my feeling about it now. Our blood hunting was down, we had to move, and it's fine, but it could be I think it could be a lot better. So all right, I think we'll go ahead and call it here. We've done a couple turns, 3 turns. So yeah, we're in a peace phase. We're gonna go try and look to take this throne. We're gonna hope it's the gnomes, and we'll figure out what our next fight is and when it is. For now, we're kind of scaling, and I like that. I think if we, I'll talk strategy and or more of our long-term plans probably in the next one, because we're already a little past 20 minutes here. So thanks everybody for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Have a great day.